I like stacking silver just as much as the next guy. In fact, maybe even a little bit more. But let's talk about some things that you should get squared away before you stack your first ounce of silver. Hey everybody, Smart Silver Stacker here. Thanks for tuning into today's video. If you get some value from it, please do give it a big thumbs up down below, and while you're at it, why not subscribe to the channel? Alright, so the first thing that you need to take care of before you stack any silver is your security situation. Where are you going to keep this silver, and how are you going to protect your investment? This could be anything from a safe or a lockbox, a clever hiding spot, caching your metals somewhere, maybe a safe deposit box, or perhaps even utilizing a vaulting service with a private third party like Brinks or the Perth Mint. But whatever you decide to go with as far as security for your metal, have a plan in place before you stack any gold or silver. And also on the security front, a lot of stackers are stacking physical bullion as a part of preparations for a possible SHTF scenario. Something that seems more and more likely as we continue to move forward, and if something like this does manifest itself, I'm afraid that the unprepared stacker and their metal will likely soon be parted. If you haven't secured some means to protect yourself, and that could mean different tools or preparations depending on where you live and the local rules and regulations, then you should probably devote some resources to that before you stack any silver. In the event of SHTF, holding precious metals without a way to protect yourself could make you more of a target than anything. Now, the second thing that I think you should focus on before stacking precious metals is having some preps to help meet your basic needs in the event that systems of support that we depend on fail. I'm talking the basics: food, water, medical supplies, maybe a backup system of some sort for power like a generator or solar panels. And I'm not saying that you need to have a fully stocked underground bunker before you start stacking, but having a month's supply of food for yourself and for your family, some drinking water, and some basic first aid equipment should take priority over stacking metals. If you don't have that in place, you might want to delay purchasing that next kilo of silver, because for the same price, you could have a pretty nicely stocked pantry. Also, consider that one of the main appeals of holding physical tangible gold and silver bullion is that they can preserve wealth through a debt default, a currency crisis, or a collapse of the banking sector. But if any of those events come to pass, it's quite likely that the systems we rely on to meet our basic needs could also be disrupted. And you know what they say, you can't eat silver, and you don't want to be the person who's stuck trading metal for a few cans of beans at exorbitant rates. And speaking of stocking up on the basics, if you're looking to stock up on some personal hygiene products as part of your preps, then you definitely should check out today's video sponsor, Silver Botanicals. SilverBotanicals.com has a variety of products that harness the antimicrobial power of nano silver. Everything from soap, deodorant, and mouthwash to air freshening room sprays, Silver Botanicals products are powered by silver and all natural essential oils. And for the rest of the month of August, you can use coupon code STACKER to save 10% off your order, and if you order $50 worth of product or more, you will receive one of these 90% silver brilliant uncirculated Roosevelt dime cards with your order. And if you like these videos and you want to support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to support our sponsors. So check them out today. There's a link down in the description. Another thing I believe it would be wise to address before stacking any silver is getting your personal financial house in order. Remember, silver doesn't provide a yield, so if you're paying a high interest rate on credit cards or other consumer debt, you'll likely be better off in the long run if you focus on paying those off before you start to seriously stack any silver. Now, maybe you have financed a car or something like that, and it might make sense to take a small position in silver, say under 100 ounces or so, just for the insurance it provides, and then focus on paying down the debt. But anything like credit cards or debt with a variable interest rate, paying that off completely should almost certainly take priority over stacking silver. Now, it is true, if we end up seeing hyperinflation or a dollar collapse, most debts will be eliminated in the sense that they can just be paid off in devalued currency. But I don't think that this is something anyone should be counting on. Now, if you have debt like a home mortgage at a fixed rate, or debt that you're using to invest in your business or other cash flowing assets, that's another thing entirely. But it's still true that the less monthly payment obligations and debt service that you have to deal with, the more financially robust you will be. And when you do start stacking, once those debts are paid off, you'll be a much stronger hand. And you won't have to worry about being forced to liquidate your precious metals just to pay off some debt obligation at some point in the future. And in the same vein, none of this is financial advice, but personally, I would not ever want to use debt or leverage to purchase physical silver bullion, because when you start using leverage, you are not a strong hand. Silver is a volatile market, and if you're levered up and there's a sharp move down, you could end up being forced to liquidate your holdings with a margin call at a time that you'd rather be buying than selling. So I treat my silver like a very long-term savings account, and I try to only use capital that I won't need tomorrow or anytime soon for that matter when I am stacking silver. And finally, one last thing that will help make you a strong hand with your silver holdings is keeping some fiat currency around. Building up an emergency fund is something that I think everyone should try to do. How much fiat should you save? Well, everyone's situation is different, but a good rule of thumb is to have at least a month's worth of your household expenses saved up in fiat currency, in cash, because again, you don't want to be forced to liquidate your precious metals just to cover an unexpected expense or make up for an unexpected shortfall. Now, I know this stuff is devaluing rapidly and it's just paper, or worse yet, electronic claims on paper, but still, fiat is important, and for now, it's still the coin of the realm, so having a backup supply in the form of an emergency fund is something we should all strive for and prioritize before we start to seriously stack any metal. So those are some things I believe you want to focus on and take care of before you begin stacking silver. And I'm sure that I left some things out, so please feel free to share in the comments anything that you think should take priority over stacking precious metals. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Smart Silver Stacker, out.